Hi there, I'm Stacey Reed with Integrity Plus Financial Solutions, and thanks for joining us today. I have a special guest with me today. Kim is here she does equine massaging, and we're here to talk to you today about love, the week of love, Valentine's Day. Actually, she's my sister, so I was super excited to have her on the show today and talk to you about what she does and that kind of thing. Anyway, so welcome.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you're here.
Thank you.
So I want to talk to you. We grew up actually showing horses and that kind of thing. But she does a little bit different than what we grew up doing. So we used to do like a quarter horse and walk, trot, just easy going. And then we got away from it after probably high school years. We weren't doing it, and then grew up and went our own directions and family and all that type of thing. And then she decided to come back around. Well, in all honesty, she a love for her family, her boys, and that are very into sports. So,
And that was part of the reason why I kind of gave up horses. I just kind of gave up that dream a little bit because it was giving my time to my kids, and they weren't into horses like I had wanted them to be. And so my love for them didn't pass on. So I kind of gave that up, put it on the back burner, and became the team mom. And for football, baseball, basketball, and horses take a lot of time, and they're not something you can take lightly. And so all these other sports take time as well.
yeah.
After we lived in Georgia at the time, my kids grew up down there, and after moving back to Illinois, I had the opportunity to get back into horses. My kids were grown, so I could kind of start my own hobby, and so I decided to go full force and to start barrel racing.
Yes.
So went from the walk, trot, pleasure riding that we did as kids into barrel racing and more of a speed event, and
Absolutely.
jumped right in with both feet, which led me into massage. My horse got hurt back in 2015 and hurt to the point where I thought I was going to lose him, and had to make, possible decisions on putting him down. And it was a massage therapist that came out and worked on him. And within 6 or 8 weeks, I was barrel racing again. So
That's
to go
awesome.
from almost dying to,
That
yep.
healing and running again.
And
And it's something when I remember when you, so I'm going to back you up just a tad bit
Sure.
because you also are into like essential oils, and so I kind of I remember honestly mom getting into them, and it was like every conversation was about these oils, and I thought she was just maybe crazy because she was talking about how Larry snored and then he doesn't snore, and I'm like, okay, come on now, and so you kind of had gotten your feet wet, more than wet in that arena, no pun intended. But then,
Right.
I had never heard of like, we never had our horses massaged, and I'm assuming
Never.
there was no such thing. I don't know.
It's just
But-
been in the past 15,
Okay.
maybe 20 years that it's become kind of more and more popular. There's actually, a few massage therapists in the area and a few chiropractors as well, which
A
is
chiropractor for a
yep,
horse.
two separate, avenues. And I don't do chiropractic. I don't do adjustments. I didn't go to school for that. I do massage therapy just as if you were to go and get a massage. You wouldn't go to the
Same.
chiropractor for that. You go to the chiropractor to get adjusted, and you go to the massage therapist to work on your muscles.
Right.
Chiropractic is more bone and muscle, and massage is muscle
Yeah.
and tissue. And so that's what I went in to study. And I use essential oils. I used essential oils even when I did just in barrel racing. Before I even started massage, I would use different oils to keep my horse calm before we went into the arena to run. So just to calm nerves and myself as well. But I used them, on my horse as well as myself both.
So they don't have to be injured. You just actually can use this as a routine, for repairing, for racing, from running them and riding them. You do it to
Maintenance.
calm down. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, so interesting. So I just was like in awe. I mean, I love that. You've always had a passion for this, and never saw necessarily probably all of this transpiring the way it has. But how cool it is to have not just found your love for the horses again and riding, but now it's developed even into a
career path,
career
yeah.
as well. So that's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. So one of the things we did, all of us together, and we kind of piggybacked on her love for horses, is that we started a pink turn and burn. And our mom had breast cancer a couple years ago, and so we decided to do this event that we would raise money and pass it on to an organization called the Pink Fund. And it's been so cool. This is
This year will be the
third year, yeah. And it's in October, so Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so, it's a barrel race. And we've put it together and added all kinds of elements to it.
Right. Mom was the inspiration for it, but then we, tried to figure out what organization we would find to donate money to. It was something that we all loved and had a passion for, helping others. And like I said, Mom just inspired us to, and it kind of drove us to want to do
Absolutely.
more, to watch her, fight her battle. And so we found the Pink Fund, and they pay bills, everyday bills, to breast cancer patients that are fighting the fight and have lost their job or had to take off so much time and work that it's hard to make ends meet. And those bills are pretty hefty.
Yeah.
They don't pay medical bills, but when you've got medical bills that are huge, your car payment kind of gets put to the wayside because you've got all these other stresses, and the Pink Fund kind of takes that off of them. And so our first event was 2 years ago in 2017, and it was a one-day event, and I mean it was bigger than what we had anticipated for our first event. We were very happy with it, and last year we went to a 2-day event and a different venue, went to Delavan, and we almost tripled the amount of horses that we had hauled in from 7 different states, and it really raised a lot of money. In the 2 years we've raised quite a bit of money for the Pink Fund, and this year we're adding a Friday night barrel race, so it'll be interesting, and it'll be fun, and the volunteers and the people that have come out to support and to love on all these breast cancer patients and survivors is unreal.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. And I think it was one of the things I think that we just felt like we wanted to take something that maybe was kind of a negative thing, and how could we make it positive, and how could we make a difference out of it. And fortunately she wasn't too far into that battle, and that she's doing great now, but it's awesome to be able to help and do, so that's cool.
And to see the stories that come out of it.
Yes.
We had heard of breast cancer, and we all supported breast cancer.
Race for the
we've done the
Cure,
Race
we've
for the
walked
Cure
and
and everything,
ran.
and
Yes,
for
yeah.
years and years, and it's amazing that once it kind of hits home, and it hits firsthand the people that come out of the woodwork that you don't even. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like it seems like everywhere you turn, there's
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
cancer of some sort.
Yeah.
So it really opens your eyes to the struggles that people have, and we're called to love people, and so it's nice to be able to have an event that we can truly help others,
Absolutely.
that they can see,
And we just recently, of all things, I mean, here we are 2 years later, same exact month, and of course, we find out just about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, that our dad has stage 4 lung cancer. So, now as we enter that new look. He had his first round of chemo yesterday and immunotherapy and that type of thing. But we're looking at how we can add that element to maybe even the pink turn and burn and what that looks like. But it's just taking those and rallying around that. What seems to be an unfortunate and making it something that can hopefully help.
They can bring good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bring good to others
Yeah.
through it. So, yeah.
So one thing I want to touch base on real quick too before we run out of time, just with talking about mom and the inspiration of the pink turn and burn and how that became. She had this idea, and I think she had it probably a year ago, and we just kind of have started this, and it's a blanket ministry. So I'll have you grab. So we brought one, and it's the blankets of love. And so this was something that she wanted to do, and we put together this idea. And I just want to share because it's something that's in our community, which this is a community show that we do here. So I wanted to kind of talk about this. It's blankets of love, so it definitely ties into our word for the week. And but she had a heart for doing these blankets and giving them out to our homeless. And so we're at the very beginning of this, and we take donations of fleece, and we're starting to work with like the Carver Center and surrounding not communities, but different organizations. And what's really cool about it is that it's blossomed from just maybe us making blankets and giving out blankets, but now there's group of people who want to come and do the blankets, make the blankets, and be able to be a part of that blessing of others. And so I love that. And so far, of course, we've had like 3 scheduled and 3 canceled because of the weather. So I'm like, ugh. So we've just decided March, but
Yep.
but it's a really neat thing to see, and I'm excited. We're, like I said, at the very beginning of this, but I'm excited to see where it's going to go.
I am too. It's a wonderful cause, and it's a great way for those that aren't able to bless others with, monetary things or material things, and here they want to. It's not that they don't have the heart or the love of people.
Mm-hmm.
They just
Don't
aren't
have the
able
funds
to. They don't
to
have
do
the means to
something.
do
Yeah.
it. And so this ministry has provided that means by a pouring out of the fleece and then allowing them to make the blankets. They are a part of it and are able to to bless others, and it just warms their heart to be a part of it. And I think
Absolutely.
it's just the coolest idea that it's the action and not necessarily the money of it. It's the action of love, and
Completely.
I think it's amazing that it can be used that way.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Very neat, and proud of Mom for starting it. Is a neat
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I really wanted to touch base on this because it's at the very beginning and very early stages, but it's got a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you're watching and how do you get blankets like this? Because I know of whether it's people in need of something like this. By all means, reach out to us. And if you have the heart to donate some fleece, or if you also say, you know what, that's me. I'd love to be a part of that and just making the blankets and be with a ministry of, doesn't have to be women, but probably there are more women right now. So anyway, that's something really cool that's just getting going.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, I just wanted to bring the show to you today about love and the love of people and what that looks like, and whether it's the blanket ministry or the pink turn and burn and what it's about. The dates for that this year are October 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
Friday night, Saturday, Sunday,
Yep.
All day in Delavan.
And it's all day in Delavan at Four Rocks Arena. It's right off the interstate, and it's not just barrel racing.
Correct.
That's the main event
Yeah.
per se. you get to watch horses run all day long, and it's fun. It's an adrenaline rush for those of us that run, but it's also an adrenaline rush for those of us that volunteer, that have nothing to do with horses. We have volunteers that don't have the first thing to do with horses, don't even want to be around the horse part of it, but we do a silent auction, a live auction. We do a bake sale. We have vendors there, and we do 50-50, and we just raise money for the breast cancer patients. And I think it's become a huge event, and I think it's only going to get bigger.
Agree.
So it's not just anybody can come and watch. I mean, we have spectators like crazy that come and just watch for a few hours and come and stay for the day, and just enjoy being able to help others is the main reason for the whole event.
And with that being said, Facebook, you can find
Yes.
anything you want to know about the Pink Turn and Burn on Facebook.
Yep.
We have our own Facebook page on that.
Yep.
So feel free to reach out if you have questions or want to know more about that.
Yep. This doesn't have a Facebook page yet,
It
but I'm
doesn't.
sure it probably will at some point.
yeah.
Like I said, it's the start of it.
It might be something we need to
Yep.
do that as well. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then as far as the equine massage, share how do they get a hold of you?
I
if
have
that's
a
something?
Facebook page as well. It's KSM, my initials, KSM Equine Massage Therapy. It's also kneading simple maintenance with like kneading dough, like kneading the muscles. And you can find me there. I've got ksmequinemassage.com is my website. And like I said, the Facebook page, and I don't know if it's through here.
Do you, this may be a silly question, but do you also massage other animals? Like, is that such a thing?
It is. It is such a thing. Actually, right
And is
now in
that
the state of
different?
Illinois,
Okay,
it
yeah.
is. It is not legal.
Okay.
It's a law right now that they have not approved canine or feline
Okay.
dogs and cats. But right now, horses are the only one that
you can.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so if you ever wanted to branch, you'd have to probably get
Right.
different certificates of
Right.
some sort or
And
education. to do.
chiropractic, I know a chiropractor. Well, my horses have a chiropractor, and she does out of Morton, and she does chiropractic on small animals as well as large animal.
Okay.
Just the massage therapy hasn't gone into that
Into that area.
in Illinois yet.
Interesting.
Yep. Different
Okay.
states you can.
Right, right.
But yeah.
Right. Well, I, just want to say, I guess if you're like a horse fanatic, like Kim, and, you love your horses as much as you love your family and your kids, you know what, she's a great resource for loving on your animals. And so that's just kind of the spin we decided to take on the word love this week. I hope that it resonated somehow with you. And so anyway, we'll see you back next month on the community show. And if you have any questions or want to visit I'veDecided.org to see more about I've Decided and the resources that it has for you. So we appreciate you checking in, and I sure appreciate you coming out and spending your little bit of
Absolutely.
your afternoon
Yep.
with me and
I
sharing.
appreciate the opportunity.
All right, good deal.
It's very nice.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Thank
All
you.
right, take care. Thanks.
PeoriaLife.com